The front of house describes the parts of the theater to which the audience has access. Audiences enter a theater via a foyer. The foyer, or lobby, contains a box office where tickets may be purchased. The concession stand is where drinks and food may be purchased before the performance and during the intermission. Note: only bottled water may be sold, and food is not allowed inside the TCHS theater. Restrooms, which are an essential element of all theaters to keep patrons comfortable, are also located in the foyer. The audience enters the auditorium via corridors with doors known as vomitories. The auditorium, also known as the house, is where the audience sits to watch the performance. The TCHS theater seats 465 patrons. Our theater has only one level of seating, which begins in front of the stage, starting below the stage level and slowly rising as it reaches the back of the auditorium. This type of seating is known as orchestra seating, or stalls. The TCHS theater is a type of theater called a proscenium stage, which means there's a frame around the stage dividing the auditorium from the backstage areas. A proscenium theater is what many people think of as the traditional theater space, which developed from the Victorian trend of wanting to view a production through a picture frame. The primary divider between the audience and the actors is a curtain of cloth, which generally lowers from above the arch backstage to hide the set until the performance begins. This is known as the house curtain, or the main. There's another curtain known as the iron, or safety curtain, which is a fire safety device used to separate the auditorium and stage in the event of a fire. Traditionally, backstage is the area behind the proscenium arch, out of sight of the audience. It includes technical, performance, and preparation areas of the theater behind, beside, above, and underneath the stage. It also includes areas in sight of the audience, such as control booths, or in our case, the sound booth and the light booth, which is located at the back of the house. The stage is the area where the performance takes place. In a proscenium arch theater, the stage usually projects in front of the arch itself. This area is known as the apron. Immediately in front of the stage, or sometimes partly underneath the apron, is the orchestra pit, a sunken area from which the orchestra plays. TCHS does not have a pit, so in past productions that featured live musicians, we either had the musicians on stage or modified the apron to create a pit. The stage is broken up into areas known as stage left and stage right, and upstage and downstage. Stage left and stage right are from the perspective of the performer on stage, and therefore the reverse of those in the audience. Upstage refers to the area closest to the rear wall of the stage, furthest from the audience. And downstage refers to the area closest to the audience and in front of the stage and apron. These terms come from a time when stages were raked, meaning the stage slowly rose at an incline, with the back of the stage area being higher, up, and the front of the stage, down. The stage, or deck, extends into the areas on both sides, known as the wings, because of the fabric or built dividers which allow performers to enter and exit the stage without being seen by the audience. It is also where large props and set pieces are stored when not used, and where quick changes might take place if there isn't time to use a dressing room. The prompts corner is usually located in the wings on stage left. From here, the show caller, a member of the stage management team, calls the lighting, sound, and other technical changes and cast movements over a headset, which connects them to the dressing room, green room, and control booths. Sometimes the show caller will be in the control booth with the technical operator, as it has a better view. Once in the wings, cast and crew can then move further backstage to dressing rooms and other backstage areas. Stored in the wings and used on the stage, the set or scenery helps to set the scene for the performance. This is individual to each production and can be in a stationary position or brought on stage by hand. There are many different ways we try to change a set quickly. a revolve, which turns to allow different sets to be seen, and a wheeled platform known as a wagon. The space above the stage is known as the flyloft and grid. This is the area directly above the stage, which is at least 1.5 times the height of the proscenium arch. Bars are used by all departments, including set, lighting, sound, and AV, to rig elements such as lights, speakers, and drapes. Much of the time, ours are rigged and then left in a fixed location. However, set elements in particular may be flown in and out, with the bars moving up and down to move these elements in and out of the audience's view as they are needed for the scene. Occasionally, performers are flown as well. Originally, the fly rail was a structure where the flying lines or ropes were tied off to hold scenery and other flown equipment in position. With the advent of counterweight systems, like the one at TCHS, this refers to the area where the flying system is operated. Legs are vertical drapes set as masking pieces at the side of the acting area, usually set up in pairs across the stage and used in conjunction with borders to frame the audience's view. Legs are hung from flying bars and are usually narrow in width. This is one of the many possible origins for the phrase break a leg, meaning to take an extra encore from the legs after a successful performance. A border is a narrow horizontal masking piece, normally of neutral color, to mask the lighting rig and flown scenery from the audience, and to provide an upper limit to the scene. Battens are pipes that lighting fixtures may be attached to. A black drape, or curtain, usually hangs in front of the back wall of the stage and allows the casting crew to hide from sight whilst moving around backstage. This frequently has a white cloth, or stretched curtain, in front of it known as the psychorama, or the psych, which can be projected on by lighting and AV to provide the background for the scenes on stage. Other cloths rigged from the bars include painted drops, which are popular for musicals. The lighting catwalk is a raised walkway usually above the auditorium with operating and mounting positions for the stage spotlights, or the spotlight bay. Props, short for properties, are furnishings, set dressings, and all items large and small which cannot be classified as scenery, electrics, or wardrobe. Props handled by actors are known as hand props. Props which are kept in an actor's costume are known as personal props. The dock is the rear entrance to the theater where trucks can unload sets, costumes, and technical equipment for performances and then take them away at the end. The setting up and taking down of a set, lighting, and sound are known respectively as the load in and the load out. Other spaces backstage include spaces for crew and performers to prepare or relax before and during a performance. Dressing rooms are where performers dress and get ready for the show. Dressing room mirrors have lights that surround them to simulate lighting conditions on stage. During the performance, our classroom is often used as a green room, a space where performers and crew can eat or relax. The last set of spaces backstage are those for the maintenance of all of the equipment and elements used during performances. Wardrobe is the general term for the costume department, as well as the spaces where costumes are made and stored. The wardrobe also includes other functions, such as being used as a wig room. TC has closets where lighting, sound, and AV equipment owned by the district is maintained and may be stored. The production board, or call board, is where students stay up to date with the latest news and announcements from the department. The physical call board is located in the theater hallway outside the classroom door. The board next to the costume shop is the control center for the department. Students will find audition notices, daily schedules for rehearsals and production meetings, social events, scholarship opportunities, and other relevant information. The stage door is where all staff, cast, and crew enter, and where performers meet their fans after the show. Only after actors are demiked and remove their costumes and makeup. Room 167 is where classes for English 11 and all drama classes will be held. It is also the future black box theater for the Temescal Canyon High School Spotlight Players, where smaller performances will be held. The lecture and performance space is on the lower portion of the room. Once it is safe to do so, students will submit assignments at the turn-in boxes on the table in the back of the room. Once assignments are graded and entered into the gradebook, they will be placed in the return boxes underneath the table. Textbooks are stored in the back cabinet, which is also where extra supplies such as paper, pens, markers, tape, staplers, and highlighters are located. Please enter from the lower door by the wardrobe room and the production board instead of the top doors at the hallway entrance.